We are talking about love, relationship, and education. So, how to actually balance everything together in a way that none of them is going to suffer. And I have a great guest today. She's going to be sharing a love story with us. So, our guest today is Opeyemi. Introduction about your life and your love story.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me here. Thank you to the organizer of this talk show for having me here too. So my name is Opayemi, and my love life story. so, well, where will I start from? Let me say I started my journey, my love life journey from when I was in school. I was in university then. That was where I met my husband, who was then my boyfriend. So it's it's a whole lot of things, a whole lot of things as a teenager, as a young girl and a young guy. The not being so sure of what you're doing, yet this is where you feel like doing what you're doing, but not so sure. Being in a relationship that young, yet you still want to please God. I mean, we are both Christians. We met in fellowship, so we were now in between. Oh, is this the right thing? Is this not the right thing to do at this time? But we thank God. Here we are today. We are married with two kids, and it's been God all the way. In summary,
Wow, that's so wonderful. So I'll take you back. I'll take you back a bit so that when you're just giving us the summary, we want to have the detail so that you can actually be of help to people and people can actually pick the points. So when you started the relationship, what were the things you actually look out for that make you to know that wow, I'm really in the right relationship? How
okay,
do you know that you're in the right relationship even just as a teenager at that particular time?
okay. So I must say, first of all, when it first started, I wasn't fully sure. I wasn't 100% sure of where the relationship was leading to. But there were a few things I considered, you know, as an individual, personally, that there are some kind of attributes I knew I would like to see in a man that I'm dating and in my husband, who would eventually be my husband. So first, I looked out for those traits. I looked out for those attributes. Um, for me, I like knowing that who I'm moving with or the man I'm going to marry is someone that has a vision and a plan for his life and even for his future family. So, and all these things, I was able to detect them from our conversations. It's not something you will know in one day. So, I like someone that has a vision, plan for himself and for his family. I wanted someone that was let me use the word intelligent. I like someone that I can have intelligent conversations with. You get not someone that not just random thoughts. Yep, and I saw that I wanted someone that is a Christian and that really feared God. Okay. And I wanted someone that, I want someone that is likable, someone that has a good sense of humor, not too playful. I really don't want to say I don't like, but I just for my own man, I want someone that is coded kind of thing. It plays, but it's still coded, can manage himself. So all those things were things I looked out for. You get not everybody has it 100%. I wouldn't say I saw everything 100%, but the majority were there. And I decided to give it let's start. We can start. We started as friends actually. Even though when it came, it came with the intention of making me his fiance. I remember when he proposed, said, I want you to be my fiance. And I was like, you have mind. Who is proposing to be a fiance? What do you have? You're not even a graduate yet. You're looking for a fiance. And I just laughed. I said we can only be friends. But eventually, as time moves, while we were still in school, we actually decided to start the relationship, and we were determined to make it a serious one. We started the relationship because we wanted it to end in marriage, not just a trial. Do you understand?
So started a relationship because we wanted it to end in marriage, not just a trial. No. So the focus is very important. I know. Let me summarize what you have said. Look for someone that has a vision and a plan for his life and future. Not what are you going to become? Someone saying,
Hmm.
no, and look for brothers or sister. Because as it's applied to men, it's also applied to women too.
Hmm.
So you're not only talking about this show is not only talking about ladies, it's also talking about also the men too. Because you can get engaged early and get settled early in life too, even as a man to the right partner is also very key and it's also very important. So I want to now take you to no, I deal with youth a lot, and this issue of love is a serious issue for me. When I was growing up, I was someone that was focused on academics, 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 academics. So marriage was not even, or marriage was not even an issue for me until the last year of my university education. That was when I think it's time now for me to let's think about brother, let's think about who to marry. So, but looking at this generation where we find ourselves, we cannot just put it outright for students and tell them no, don't have any man friend, don't have any relationship. How do you think youth of nowadays can be in a relationship and still keep themselves the way God want them to keep themselves?
Okay. So about that, um, I think how do I start? Yeah, it is possible. It can be achieved. First of all, I think every young lady or young guy out there should have it in their mind that it is possible to be in a relationship and to still maintain your relationship with God and to still maintain, your values, who you are. You don't have to follow the crowd. So maybe I should, use my story again because, of course, this is really a social media age. When we started then, although there were phones, but it was just Facebook, and most time we go use it when you go to cyber cafe, said that you're able to use the Facebook. Unlike now that every 13-year-old is on Facebook. So, but back then too, it was quite challenging because first of all, the two of us, like I said, we are Christians. We met in fellowship, so we were very conscious of the fact that, see, this our life, we want to please God. And we understand that, entering into a relationship at that age or at that time, you tend to do things that you actually don't want to do. I mean, especially tending towards sex and all that. So first thing we had to intentionally say, see, we pray about this thing. We asked God for help. Really, personally, I asked for God for help, and I told him to pray, and I know he prayed with his friends too. Then that this thing is not a we just want to build we want to build this relationship and we want to build ourselves through this relationship, and we have somewhere we are heading to. So that is not even part of the equation at all. So that's why I said first of all, I want every young person out there to know that, see, you can define what you want in a relationship. Don't follow the crowd. Okay. So for us, like when we started, I remember I told him then, I asked him, first of all, I asked him for a CGPA. He was really, really doing good in school. I mean, his second class is the one that is close to first class. You know those ones that 4 point something. I told him, I said, see, the person he wants to date, me, I'm still struggling with a 2-2. I must graduate with a 2-1. If I don't graduate with a 2-1, I don't think this relationship makes sense. Yeah, I remember I told him then, and he was like, "See, anything, what do you want? You want to read? Like, what do you want? Just you want to focus, no problem. He's not going to distract me. He just wants to know that he has me. Like, he wants to get my commitment. That's just the major thing for him. Do you get? So he knew I was serious. He knew my focus. He knew, like you said, really, honestly, I didn't have relationship in mind. Even when he came to me, I told him it's a very, very wrong thing. I had many guys around me that were asking, yeah, and that was what I kept telling them. It's not the time. I needed to make at least a 2-1 out of school. If not, I don't think I don't think it was worth any relationship, which I also explained to, and he understood. So first, you guys have need to have a focus. what exactly do you want to become? It is not at this stage or at that young stage, as teenagers or 18, 19, 20, 21. It's not actually the time to totally or 100% focus on relationship. Really, my view. You can be in a relationship, fine, quite alright, but you guys should have it defined. What exactly are we running after at this time? Your relationship should be that of good friends that care about each other. That was it for us then. We were good friends. We cared about each other. You know, um, we really cared about each other to the extent that I think I want to marry this man. I think I want to marry this lady. Do you get? But it wasn't meant to affect our academics. It wasn't meant. In fact, we were meant to be growing, and that really happened in our relationship. It made sure I was growing, and it was growing too. So it is achievable. Make sure you determine, set up or make up your mind on what you want to achieve, and you guys will discuss. It's actually a good thing to me. I think it's a good thing to be in a relationship early in life. I mean, not just with anybody. You have to be sure of whom you are entering into a relationship with, not just anybody. So it's not just to follow any guy that toasts you. No, you have to be sure, know yourself. What do you want? When you see what you want, then you pray about it. That is this really it? If you are convinced in your mind, go ahead and keep praying to God to keep directing you. If you hear otherwise from God, don't hesitate to leave that relationship. Really. So as I was saying, be in the relationship, have a focus, be focused. The relationship at that stage, at that early stage, is not for you to go and start messing around. It's not for you to go and be going up and down. You are going to beach today, you are going to the mall tomorrow, you are going to where people go out a lot nowadays. Back then we really didn't have many places to go. But even at that, even in school then, there were eateries and restaurants and parties we could go to, but we didn't used to go. We didn't used to go really, because our focus was school and we made sure it was school at that point in time. So whatever you are doing, if you are learning a trade, or you are learning things online, you want to be this, you want to be a whatever you want to be, make sure you achieve that thing. It is at that stage, it is not about your relationship alone. You have to build yourself, and you have to focus on it. Don't follow the crowd. Follow God. Study the word of God and know what God is saying about your life.
Don't follow the crowd, follow God, and know what God is saying about your life. And there is something you say, define what you want in a relationship. And I think that thing is key, because what you want has an incredible power over how you think. What you want has an incredible power over how you think. So once you're focused on what you want, it helps you to know how you are going to think.
Hmm.
It helps you to be focused in life, and that is very key. Thank you very much. We are enjoying you. So I'll move into how to prevent outbreak. No, there's a lot of outbreak. I was thinking it's going to be the one I fall in love with him, and eventually said he's not doing, and it's affected my academia. I could not concentrate. I could not read again. So how do you think youth of nowadays should be able to handle relationship when they have outbreak?
Okay. So how to prevent heartbreak? First,
They are thinking about how
let
to
me-
prevent and how to deal with it. So prevent
and
it,
how
you
to
don't want
deal
to
with
have
it.
it. Then if you
Okay.
are having it, how can you prevail over it?
Okay. Okay. So for me, I will say to prevent heartbreak. Let's start with how to prevent heartbreak now. First of all, you have to be aware, or you have to be conscious of the fact that, because at that stage you guys are young, there are still distractions for you. There is a tendency that there will be breakups. There is a high tendency. I mean, people dating each other at 16, 17, 18, even 22, even 24. There is a high tendency. There are distractions around, especially for guys. We ladies, most times, I think we ladies most times, once we are committed to a guy, we tend to, not see anybody again. But for men, it's quite difficult. Yeah. I remember then too, when we were dating in school, I knew ladies that were attracted to my fiance then. I knew them. You know, we attended the same fellowship, don't forget. So I knew them. The funny thing is, they used to gist me. He used to gist me. And those ladies were my friends. However, I chose to maintain the relationship on a low key, very low key. The first time people saw us together was during his final year party, that FYB party they used to do. That was the first time we publicly went out together. Yeah. So intentionally, I just didn't want the distraction. You know, like I said, I was too focused on. But when it came, I felt there is more to this guy, and I chose to allow him, but on my own conditions. And then I was open minded. I didn't want whatever happens to affect my academics. I couldn't even tell my people at home that I had a relationship. Like my sisters must not even hear it. So I didn't mention it to anybody. And for me, whatever I can't really mention to people like that, it shouldn't affect the main reason I was in school. So we maintained it really, really low key. And I was open minded, really. And I really freed him. I gave him freedom. Like, see, if you ever feel, yeah, we really had a lot of discussions then. And I thought if you ever feel that you see someone that you love and it's not, maybe you feel you don't love me again or something, please tell me. Don't let me be worried. Ah, what's going on? Just tell me and I'll move on. I'll leave you alone. Like he knew. I told him it's not a do or die thing for me at this stage. I was 19. So for me, I never really, in fact, I must confess, I didn't really believe in early relationship because I've seen several of my friends crying over boy and I used to laugh at them. Why are you even having boyfriend in the first place? Not knowing that I also have a boyfriend, you know. So I freed him. I allowed him know that he's free. You're my friend, first of all. That was what I told him. You're my friend. We are good friends, and I want us to be good friends. But if you ever find any girl you think you are falling in love with, or you think it's not working again, let me know so that if I can make amends, I will. And if I have to move on, so that I can move on time. No time. It wasn't. So I will advise you, if you are young, you feel you love that girl or you love that guy. It's not a bad thing to love somebody, but be open minded at this early ages of this. Be open minded. Don't let your entire life be around that guy or that girl. It's too early. Really, it is too early. You have a lot of things to do with your life. You have to make your studies. You have to, get good jobs. You have to see it is when you graduate that you will know. I'm guessing I'm talking to undergraduates, too. And for those that are graduates too, you understand that after we graduate is when we really know the real meaning of real life. That's when that's when the real work begins. So you have to prepare yourself for the real world. So I would say keep an open mind, really. Trust God, trust him or her, love him or her genuinely. However, keep an open mind. Okay. So that is that for me to prevent heartbreak. So that even if it happens, it will be painful, but it won't be difficult for you to move on. That's it for me for that. And then after an heartbreak happens, so if eventually the guy leaves or the lady starts, behaving somehow that you don't understand again, well, it's heartbreaking to see someone that you love go. But like I said, you have to encourage yourself. If and really, as me, I'm talking. I feel I'm talking to Christians, and if you're not a Christian, I'm sorry, but really, somehow we all believe in a supreme being. We believe in God. So even if an outbreak happens, I think you should go back to yourself, go back and review what happened. Was it my fault? Like be objective. If it's your fault, find a way to make amends. You don't necessarily have to go back to that same guy or that same lady. The amends you are making would or could be for another person you meet in future. You've learned a lesson. Let's try to be learning lessons in whatever happens in our life. Don't just say, it's his fault. He left me. He did this. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? So when you get those things that you did wrong, that you did right, it will help you in your next relationship or in how you relate to people better. Don't take it to heart. I mean, at this stage or at this stage of young teenagers we are talking, we are too young to allow those things be a setback to your life. There are several things that you can still achieve in your life. And when you achieve it, men will flock around you, women will flock around you. So why are you? So that's it for me.
So You should move on. That's it. So once ever you're in a relationship, have the mind that whatever happens, you are moving on. I know there's a saying that normally say that is until when you marry a man that that man actually becomes your own. So
Yes.
probably man is still
Yes.
showing you are still in a relationship. That any relationship can break no matter how long. 5 years, 6 years, it can go.
Yes.
It's until when say like who give you this man and say I do. That is when that man actually becomes your own, or that woman actually
Mhm.
becomes your own. So don't hold the relationship as if a do or die affair. And
Yes.
no, there is always a saying that normally say that the will of God is not static or is not constant. Say, and God led me. I pray through. I receive Him. Tomorrow, God may change His plan concerning you because God
Hmm.
always give people the right mates and the right man or right woman for them. But because we don't know the future ahead, we don't know the task ahead of us. We're always ignorant and we always desire to choose based on our own thinking or based on our own understanding. It's very important to know that you don't even know who is best for you.
Hmm.
And that is why that connectivity to God is very, very important to be connected to God because it's the only one that knows the future and the only one that can guide our rights. Wow. Thank you very much. It's an interesting session. So
Thank you.
I want to ask you this question. When you make him as your choice, you have talked about what you actually want to see in a man. So what gives you the assurance that one, this is the man?
Ah, so like I said, it was a long journey. We dated for 7 years before we got married. So we had enough time to study ourselves, to understand ourselves. We had misunderstandings, we had good times, we had times when we were not even really talking and all that. But funny enough, we never broke up in our 7 years of dating. We never broke up. So how did I know? So it took time for me. It took time. Reason is because when we first started, like I said, we were in school. I needed to focus. I didn't want that to be a reason. I didn't. It's funny, but it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. So I didn't want that to be a reason. Like I used to tell myself that even if God forbid that maybe if I finish with a tutu because zoology there wasn't funny. But let's say I finish with a tutu and they now heard in my family that she even has a boyfriend, they'll say, hey, no wonder. That's why she's not focused. They won't know that that's not the reason I'm not focused. Anyway, so those times were not for me. I wasn't not like I wasn't studying him, but like I said, I really freed him, gave me a lot of freedom, and I was open minded too. So those first 2 years, I guess, yes. In fact, the first year it went on IT. There's an IT that engineering students do that for the whole semester they won't be in school. So we're only on phone calls then. I didn't see him only on phone call till the next year when he came. That was when the relationship actually really started. And then he went to serve. I was in my final year then. And when he finished service, I went to serve. He lives in Ibadan, I live in Lagos. But it was a long distance relationship. So I couldn't say I knew so much about him more than what I know on the phone conversations. However, with time, after I finished my service and all, we decided that okay, you come to Lagos this month, I'll come to Ibadan next month, and we started rotating it like that. And gradually, we get to keep knowing each other. And to the question, how did I know? I think so. Apart from the fact that I like him, we connected. I mean, we connected in every area. His values were just so similar to my values. I mean, he's not someone, for instance, he doesn't spend lavishly. He's hardworking. He fears God. Really, we discussed the Bible, and I know he's focused. Like he wants to be someone, and that is enough for me. When someone they desire not people that just do whatever will be. No, he wasn't like that. He really wanted to be someone. He started a small job, and I could see that this guy is really serious. So, and he used to motivate me too. He always wanted me to be better at everything I do. So first of all, I would say for you to know that someone loves you or that this relationship is leading somewhere. Not all the time, no, I must say, please, nobody should go and quote me. But for me, I saw that he's willing to he's willing to give. Giving is not always money. Oh. Giving can be that they give you their time when you need to talk. For me, when I need to talk, when I'm confused, when I'm down, when I'm really like I don't know if I'm, there are times then back then like after school, you don't even know you've not gotten a job, you're not doing anything, your life is not moving anywhere. Is someone I could really talk to, and he is able to help me. By the time I finish talking to him, I usually realize that I get something from discussion and I'm able to act on it. Like I said, I like people that talk intelligently. Me, I don't talk too much. So whenever I talk, I like it to be something that makes sense. So he gives his time, he gives his ideas, I mean freely to me. He wanted me to grow. For instance, I remember that it took me a while to get a multimedia phone. In fact, I couldn't get it. I didn't have enough money then. He from the little job he was doing, he came to me where I was serving and he brought me a BlackBerry phone. What was his reason? He wanted me to be able to apply for jobs myself on my phone. Because where I was serving, before you can get a cyber cafe and all, he brought it. And when he told me the reason, I was like, why? Because he didn't have a serious job. He was a freelance developer then, a programmer, sorry. So but I was like, why? I mean, even you, I understand that it was like, see, you need to start applying for jobs. You need to know what is going on the internet. That you realize that when we talk, that I really don't know what's going on the internet. And I was amazed. Like, this is someone that wants me to grow. He doesn't. He is not thinking of himself alone. Let me shine. Let me shine. He wants his girlfriend to shine too. So, that was, something really, really, I was, I now started thinking deeply about it. Okay, this guy really wants me to grow, as at the rate at which he's growing to. So that is really, really important for me. And it's still happening in our marriage now. So I am glad I really, really decided to stay and, calm down and understand him. Also, which other way? Apart from that, I think those are the major things for me, being someone that is focused, and then I saw that he really has a plan for his life and I want me to grow too. He understands the fact that I wanted a career and he really, really wanted me to see me blossom in that career. After that, I think 2 years after that too, after service, and you're applying for job up and down and all that. Once you edit CV, you go to cyber cafes, you go and edit your CV, you post it. Sometimes your 1 hour has finished, you've not even sent it. I don't know. The people that I'm talking to, I hope they understand the way things were then. So do you know what he did? He came to Lagos and he came with a laptop. And he said, see, all those your CV, now edit them here on your laptop. Then you take this your laptop to the cyber cafe, go and connect to internet and just send so that you stop wasting your money. I was like, this is amazing. So and several other things I can't say I remember all, but for me, major things for me is that he wanted to see me grow and he made sure I was growing. And then he himself, I saw that he was growing, he wasn't stagnant. And it's even made me to want to also grow so that I can be, useful to him. You understand? So I hope I answered the question.
Excellently. I'm clapping for you.
Thank you.
And no, it's very important for our youth of nowadays. It's very important for our youth of nowadays to know and to value things that are tangible things. So not just a
Mm.
man that's always, let's go to supermarkets, I will buy this for you,
No,
I buy this
hey,
for you.
yeah.
Should be a man that actually value and is focused on the future.
In fact, can
It's
I say
very, very
something? Can I say
yes.
something about going out? The funny thing is, he's not outgoing. Like, he's not someone that likes going out a lot. Even me, I'm an introvert. But me, I wanted somebody that would ginger me to go out. Unfortunately, he doesn't like going out. The time we've gone out together then, that we went out together back then, I used to come back angry because he doesn't want to stay too long. He's not even free. He's not even, I'll be like, what kind of person is me? I'm an introvert. You two, you're an introvert. Are we going to be staying inside the house? Can we go out and have fun? But no, he will just want to, can we just, he prefers we stay inside and discuss. So it's not about all these luxury things that people are flashing on Instagram nowadays. Forget those things. 99% of them are not real. Yeah, people rent hairs, people rent clothes that they wear, that they post on Instagram. All those things are not real. Let's go after the real thing. Yeah.
Let's go after the real thing. Very, very key, very, very important. So I want to ask this question next. How do you sustain that relationship that ended to marriage? How do you sustain the relationship that ended to marriage?
Honestly, I don't know. It's the combined effort of the two of us. Really, it's the combined effort of the two of us. It wasn't totally smooth. It will not always be totally smooth. I must confess to you because it's two people with two different upbringing, two different backgrounds, two different views to the way we see things. But although, like I said, we had similar values, so even if we see things differently, that when I say values, core values are things that determine how you will act, in life, no matter what is brought to you. For instance, let's say your core value is honesty. So it means that if they say take this $500 billion, it will change your entire generation for life. Just tell this lie, you will never tell the lie. So that's what I mean by values. So we had similar values, but you cannot take out the fact that we had different backgrounds, different upbringing, you know. So there were issues. There were times we were angry with each other. There were times like, "Are you okay?" Those kind of things now that young people do. So, but I would say it's the combined effort of the two of us, determination to make it work. So first of all, you have to like each other. I said like, I didn't even say love. You have to like him because they used to say that, and it's true. Love, yeah, love can start a relationship, but love is not what sees the relationship through. There are a lot of things. Respect is important. You have to respect each other. Respect is not in kneeling down or prostrating for somebody. Like there's a Yoruba adage that says, "Idobale Oshe," something. So it's not in kneeling down, no, but respect is in you not taking advantage of each other. Yes, don't take advantage of each other. Don't use abusive words on your partner. Even no matter what the age difference is, don't ever do that. You have to encourage each other. You have to, you know, build each other. If your partner is someone that is low in confidence and you are a confident person, try to rub it off on your partner. Let your partner get some confidence. If you are the type that maybe you are an oratory speaker and your partner is someone that is maybe not that good well, try to find a way to so help one another. That's where the balance will be. It won't be balanced if you are very perfect, good in all things and all that, and then your partner is looking somehow and can't stand by your side. That's where some issues are in some relationships, in some marriages sef. So where the man is not proud to take his wife out, or the woman is not proud to say, "Oh, meet my husband." So the two of you must be able to balance each other, and that has to be done respectfully. Don't say, "Oh, you, why do you talk like this? You are sounding local." You are saying, "No." Don't say, "You, why do you look like this?" If the person is not looking good to your taste, if you truly love him, if you truly love her, you will help them to look good. It might be their dressing, it might be the cream they use. If you know about it, let them know about it and let them get better. So respect is very, very key. How we talk to one another. So respect and determination to make it work. When I say determination to make it work, it's not that you should not be determined to make it work in an abusive relationship where the guy is beating you or the lady is, insulting your mother, insulting your family, doesn't appreciate anything you do. That is abusive relationship. You don't have to stay in that. Okay, sorry. Chemistry. You don't have to stay in that kind of relationship. If it's abusive, it's abusing you emotionally, physically, and anyway, quietly and politely leave before it kills you. So respect one another, be determined to make it work. As long as you know that this person is a good person, hardworking, suits your taste, all those things I mentioned. My own taste is different from your own taste. Doesn't have to be the things I said. If you see those values then try to make it work. I remember my husband, then when we were still dating in school, he said something to me. He said, see, okay, if this relationship doesn't work, then it's your fault. It's not going to be his fault. So what he was trying to say is that he is ready to give it his all. That if it doesn't work, he's 99% sure that it's from me. Do you get what I'm saying? Not he is ready to give it his all. He will not call it off. That if it happens that we ended that relationship, I will be the one that will call it off. So he was just letting me know that he is giving his all to that relationship. And I took it seriously too. I didn't take advantage of the fact that this guy is now my mumu button. I have his mumu button. No, you don't need anybody's mumu button. Respect is key. You must like them. You must like them when they make mistakes. Still like them. When they make decisions that don't work out well, still like them. Don't use it against them. So these are things that people see or that your partner will see that will make them like, okay, this person has my back. If I fall, this person will pull me up. If life happens, this person will still stand by me. And I think that is the assurance that most of us need as human beings. That's why we make friends too. You won't make friends
Yeah.
with someone that will stab you in the back. You won't. And the same thing with our husbands, with our wives, or our boyfriend, our girlfriend. People used to forget that the main reason somebody be like, let me be close to this person is because they want you to be there for them when they
Yeah.
need you or when they need somebody. But by the time you start taking advantage of, I have this mumu button now. Let him be following me up and down. I have a mumu button. Let her be cooking for me. Let her just be doing. With time, the love will not be able to sustain that. But when you respect them, I think respect goes a long way and determination to make it work.
Wow. Thank you very much. But how were you able to balance? You have said that you focus on your academics. So how are you able to balance the academics and relationship that none of them suffer?
Okay, so for me then, I would say that for the relationship part, my husband, my boyfriend, did the main job. He did the main job. So I was really, and I didn't lie to him. I let him know that. Then majority of people that people I spend 80% of my time in class. Yeah, in class. In the evening when you be in the room, you're supposed to be in the room cooking, playing and all that. Once get to the room, I sleep for like 1 or 2 hours. I get up, I'm going to class.
Great effect.
you know, I'll be great if you have to know what you're looking for in that school. So so what I told him back then when we were in school, because I told him, see, I need to make a 2-1. No, see, you have to be I need to make a 2-1. I don't care. So what we used to do then was I'll go to class and he doesn't read in class, you know. He doesn't do too much of class reading. Even if he reads in class, it's not the time I used to get there. No. So I read. Once I'm done reading, I will now call him to say, okay, I'm done. No, I'm feeling sleepy. Back then, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. That's when I will call him. He will now leave his
Sure now.
hostel. At least my friend can relate. He will leave his
Yes,
hostel in
now.
Faj. He will leave his hostel in Faj to come and meet me in academics. The distance is not a small trek. Oh. He will try to come and meet me in the midnight so that we can have some time to talk. So he will walk me back to sports. That's my own hostel. So when we are walking back, we talk. How was your day and all that. So we didn't dwell on the relationship too much at the early stage. That's what I just have to say. It's just our determination and our commitment to each other at the early stage. It was more about, and especially because he really wanted to. I challenged him with that. I see, I have to finish with a 2-1. You can't have that kind of 2-1 that is close to it. Even if you wanted to finish with the first class, if he was really serious at that point, you would have, yeah. But it was like, see, first class and 2-1. they that was his own point of view then. So but for me, I told him, so you can't have this kind of grade and your wife is still doing tutu and all that. So you need to help me. And he was really ready to help me. So for me, for us then, we didn't dwell on the relationship. We focused on our academics. So that was why I said, see, the relationship is not your essence at that time. I remember back then in school. I don't know if my friend knows ladies like that. Some girls' purpose is to be cooking for brothers, especially
Yes.
fellowship brothers and fellowship sisters.
Purpose life.
I hated, I hated that thing. I hated it with passion. How can I be cooking for you? People send me to school just like they send you to school. I'll not be cooking for you. Even if you give me your food stuff, I'm not going to cook it. Even me, I'm looking for somebody that will take me out to go and eat. I'm not cooking. Me, it's true. I hated it, and it's totally wrong. If you are doing it, you need to stop it. I mean, yeah, it's not like maybe if you are 25 and above, you can be doing that for a man, and a man can be doing that for you. You are mature, and But at that early stage, where you are still, your parents are still trying to see you through. No, no, no. You should focus on yourself. You first before that guy. You first before that lady, and I mean it. Let them know. Everybody should focus on each other's life. By the time we are both okay, you will see that we will be very okay eventually when we have that time to come together. So I would advise that you focus on your life journey, know what you want in life, and that relationship, I promise you, it's going to work out if you're able to do that.
Wow. Be focused, determination, and commitment. So
Yeah.
I would like to ask you this. So now that you're a parent, if your son brings tell you that at the age of 15 or 16 is engaged or he has seen a woman he wants to spend his life with, what would be your advice to him? So now you're
Um,
looking at it as parents of nowadays, when their children know that no children of nowadays they have so much confidence. Unlike us, not
yes.
in your own time, you are hiding, you don't want them to know
Ah,
at all. But
hmm.
children of nowadays, they will even bring you home, bring that man home and say, Mommy, this is what I want. So if you're in that situation as a mother, what would be your advice to that son or that daughter?
Okay, for me, I think I'll tell that my son or my daughter to let me know the person first of all. Do you understand? I won't go the route of I pray God helps me. But really I think I won't go the route of shouting and saying, yeah, no, it's wrong. Because in fact I'll be happy if he tells me that he has a girlfriend, maybe at 15 or at 16. I'll be happy because I know where to focus my prayer on. I'll now start praying for them that God, please let me sustain these children. Help me sustain my son. Let him be able to focus. Let him know what his life is about. Okay. So what I'll tell him first of all is, okay, no problem. You like her. Are you sure she likes you? And all that. Then I would really want to know the girl. Do you understand? So me, I will tell him or her to bring the girl home, bring the guy home. Let's meet you. You guys are friends now. Is there something you did that you want to do? Nothing. There. Bring her home. Let's know you. You come to my house over the weekend. You'll come to your house over the next weekend. Let's even the two families know each other. Let's know what we are doing. Do you get? Because I think where adults are involved, some caution, there'll be more caution. And I remember when I was serving, and my husband then used to come to check me. At first, the first two times he came, he told his parents I was going to see his friends. He didn't tell them he was coming to me. Then at the point, one mind told me that, see, I don't think it makes sense. You are taking a long journey to come and see me. God forbid. God forbid. I'm usually scared of those kind of things. So I told him that, say, please let your parents know that you have a girlfriend. At least we are not little children again. Then he was already working, doing one small. Okay, he was doing his masters and he was working. I told him, please let them know that you have a girlfriend and you want to go and see her. They cannot kill you by it. I think any reasonable parent should at that stage, yeah, be willing to allow their children to, especially when they come to tell you. And you know that immediately he told them. In fact, the next time he came, he told him to call them so that they can talk to me. Do you get? And yes, and I'm glad we made that decision then because in fact they were the ones that will now be asking him, when last did you check on her? When last did you check on her? and it was that was how we flow. His own parents knew me before my parents knew him. Okay, so it was that. So I would like to know my child's boyfriend or girl so that I can guide them in this way. That we really have little to do, especially in this social media age. It's very terrible what's going on nowadays. So if we have the opportunity to guide them, I think we should grab it rather than chase them out of
Yeah,
chase them
yeah,
away.
yeah. That's key. That's wonderful. And I'm going to end this session with a little talk from this book, My Womb. So this book is written by me, My Womb, and that is the title of the book. And no, the title of the book is mainly talking about we all came from a womb, and that womb gave us a purpose in life. So all of us here, we are on this earth for different purpose, and that is why this relationship is very important, because the man you go with determines how far you can go in actually achieving the purpose that God has called you in this earth to achieve. And I'm going to look at it from this area of relationship, from that part, addressing the singles. So they are singles. The single life is a wonderful period, and it should be well spent and enjoyed to the fullness. It should be a period to walk in line with God's plan for one's life so that the desired spouse can come and complement it. There should not be a delay in actualization of goals because you are not married. Where I agreed that certain tasks, especially spiritual assignments, are difficult to carry out as a single, it does not mean you cannot be productive in God's kingdom. Endeavor to make progress in your career as a single lady or man. Gone are the days when people say when a lady has a car, it will not find suitors. Things have changed now. A man believes when you are financially independent, you will not be a burden to him. No one is willing to have a liability as husband or wife. Thus, make yourself an asset. This is a period to work on your character, because this stage will lead you to marriage where you will have to deal with many people on a close level, such as in-laws, spouse, and spouse friends. Let this time be the time to settle everything about your life, the investment you want to make, the decision you want to make about money, the kind of children you want to have, and don't be anxious of relationship. Also, be willing to let go of any relationship that does not profit you or agree with your life pursuits. A man or a woman that does not see your vision as worth pursuing will not help in the actualization after marriage. Also, be willing to let go from your heart any man or woman who have disappointed you. For every disappointment, there is a greater reward and reason to be grateful as days and years pass by. Don't hold anyone in your mind because it hinders progress. Be happy with yourself and let the source of your happiness be with your maker. Be willing to submit to God's instruction in all areas of your life, and don't allow sin to have dominion over you. Also, have control over your emotions, be strong, develop every areas of your life, and in due time, the right man, the right woman for your life will come your way. So this is really a great time to make profitable use and to set it on how you want the future to be. Focus on your life first, focus on God, and the right man, the right woman for your life is going to come to pass for you. It's going to come to your life. And know that you are here for a purpose. You came from a womb for a purpose. You're not just here for empty reason. You are in this world because you are needed. And know that you are needed for a positive impact. So be on the lookout for that impact that God has created you to be. And know that you are very special. There is no one that is like you. There is no one that you are so unique and you are so special. So don't allow any man or woman to define who you are. Stand for your values, stand for what you want in life, and focus fully on it. And before you know it, you become someone that will be really celebrated. So focus on yourself, focus on your goal, work in the right direction. When you are in love, maintain it in a way that's going to not affect negatively the other aspects of your life. And any relationship that does not worth it, learn to let go of it. To have a broken relationship is better to have problems and calamity in marriage. So these are my final words for everyone that is listening to us at this time. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching us. We appreciate you. And we are hoping for the best. So we all sit on the table, celebrating ourselves because we are created to be celebrated. Bye.
Bye.